Today what I'm going to see is how well these work in resin. Now this isn't a bag of sweets as much as I wish it was. It's these little odd shaped kind of, what are they called? Well, they're crystals, but they're plastic. And I'm not sure if they're going to totally disappear in this mould or not. And I'm doing it in this skull mould because I really like the mould. It's a nice big mould and it should fill up really easily with these. Because this is clear and it's probably going to be on the side somewhere and possibly in sunlight, what I'm going to be using is the J Diction 3x UV Protect because I know it protects really well. This is a piece that I just had left over in a pot once and I forgot to use it up. And this has been sitting on the side in my room now for probably a couple of years and it's beautiful and clear, unlike some other resins where I've done the same and they've just gone yellow. So I know this works and I know it has a really good UV Protect. It's not going to need much resin because most of it's going to be filled with the gems. And this is mixed up as a 1-to-1 resin by volume. Really easy to mix up and it mixes up lovely. So now got all my resin mixed up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pour some in it about halfway up, I think, or just under halfway up, and then give that a good tap just in case there's any trap bubbles. And now start putting in my gems. Now I want these to go right the way to the bottom, so I'm going to push these down and hopefully they'll get in everywhere. Now I want a nice flat bottom. It's not very often we say that, I know. So I'm going to make sure that they're as flat as possible. And now I'm going to very slowly pour this in so it fills up all those gaps. Now we are going to get some bubbles, there is no doubt about it, but I'm not too worried about that. If we get a few bubbles in there, then we get a few bubbles in there. That's okay, I can certainly live with that. And they might even enhance it. I don't know if these gems are just going to disappear in here or not, but what we can do is we can try it, and if they disappear, then I've got another idea that I'll show at the end on how to stop them disappearing. Okay, I think that's nicely coated. I'm going to leave that now overnight to cure, and then we can come back. This is all cured now. I'm quite looking forward to seeing what it's going to look like once it's demolded. Oh, and it has come out really pretty. You can slightly see the overpour that I made here. So let's get rid of that using my deburring tool. Don't forget, if you've got one of these, they work brilliantly, but take off thin slices at a time to start with, because that way you get a much neater result. I will link it in the description below, so don't worry if you're not sure what it's called or where to get hold of one. And they're not expensive at all, and they work brilliantly. I use it all the time because I am a terrible overpourer. So that's got rid of all those. Now, you can slightly see in there where those crystals have gone, and they've given quite a nice little effect. There are a few bubbles in there, not as many as I thought would trap, which is a bit of a shame because I think it would have been nice to have had some trap bubbles in there. But what I'm going to do is something slightly different to see if we can get it a really different effect using these crystals. What I've got here is just an acrylic paint pen and it's in gold, and I think it will be nice to see what happens if I go round each one of the edges of these crystals like this, letting that dry as well because I don't want that to leak into the actual resin. And I think this will give another really great dimension, but I could be wrong. I've been known to be wrong many times. So I've gone through and I've painted loads of these, probably far more than I needed to do to fill this. And it took me actually a little bit longer than what I thought it would take me. It took me about 30 minutes to do all those, but I think they will give another great dimension. So I'm going to cast these in exactly the same way as I casted those, and then we can have a look at that and see how pretty or not that turns out to be. I'm going to cast this in exactly the same way. I'm putting some resin in here first. Going to give that a bit of a tap. Now, hopefully, again, it will trap some bubbles in here. But who knows? And now I'm going to chuck in, or carefully place, my gems that have had the colour put on them. Fill that up to there. I want one in there, like that. Try and get them as level as possible. And now fill this right the way up. Try not to over pour this one. And there we go. I'll leave that to cure up, and then I'll show you what it looks like in comparison to the other one. Well, this is all nice and cured now, and all I need to do is pop it out of its mould. I'm really looking forward to seeing what this one looks like. And again, that has come out. I love that, actually. I think that is, without a doubt, my favourite one. You've got the crystal looking to it in there, as well as all those beautiful lines. I'm really pleased with those. I love this one and the way that the crystals all look inside it like that. But this one just really does set it off too. And the refraction of the light in there has given it that goldy colour. Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you're going to have a go at this, this is such an easy skull mould to cast with. I use it ever such a lot, and it is definitely, without a doubt, one of my best sellers. I can sell these all day long without any problem. So doing all different varieties of them is really useful. Boot that like button. Really helps my videos to get out there. And hit that subscribe button if you've not already a subscriber. And ring that little bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. Take care. Enjoy your resin. Bye. Just want to say a massive thank you to all my members whose names are coming up now. Thank you so much. If you'd like to become a member of the channel and benefit from all its perks and the fabulous support group we have, then the link for that is in the description below. Be sure to check out the video that's coming up next if you want to learn more about a brilliant resin from J Diction. It's well worth a watch. Here's the card.